Let's talk about the big one, depression. Depression has a lot of different ways of being fed. So I'm gonna try my best to cover kind of the general um, part of depression. We have to start by recognizing that the perception of the person with depression is off. Let's think about that. Life has been thriving through the struggle of life itself, but it has been thriving for millions of years. But let's just think about in a more egocentric way, I guess. How many ancestors do I have that went through hell just so that life could continue, just so that conscious awareness could continue playing its role, creating experiences so that I could be here? Just by thinking of the struggles of my parents, my grandparents, my great grandparents, like I can just go back 5, 6 generations and find tremendous struggles, not days, but years of their lives, because life has always been hard. This is the first time in human history that life could be very, very easy. It shouldn't be. We need to understand that life requires us to do our best. But it is a possibility for me to not do anything and still be alive, which was unheard of. So that obviously allows for a lot of egocentrism and a lot of life owes me things, right? So now it's tricky because part of the depression could be coming from a lot of problems that I'm having. Depression means basically turn the pressure down, bring the pressure down. But more often than not, most of that pressure is coming because I am focused a lot on me. I'm focused a lot on what I want and it's not happening, on what I need, on what I am owed by life or a person or a culture or whatever. So this is such a broad topic because we're talking depression in any of the stages. It could be I feel a little bit depressed for half an hour once a month, or once every 2-3 months I go through this phase where for half a day I feel depressed and I don't want to do anything. Well, okay, well, it's not really depression, but it could be understood as that. And we're also all the way to the full-blown depression mode in which I want to take my own life. So there is too many variables, but it's one thing that we need to understand is that in any of those stages of depression, if I focus more on life in general as opposed to life as an individual, I have greater chances to see life for what it is. So in some instances, the depression is coming from a lot of anger towards myself. A lot of anger towards myself that it was never understood to be anger towards myself, and it just at some point it just expressed itself in the form of depression because it was too much. When I'm talking about anger towards myself, I'm talking about small layers of, oh, I should have done that. Why am I not doing the other? Why is everybody being able to do these and I'm not? That kind of small steps into I'm angry at myself for not, most of the time, for not doing. That's a key factor in depression, is that a lot of times I have a lot of anger, a lot of guilt, a lot of emotional overload and not as much emotional expression. And when I say emotional expression, I mean activity. If you can start by understanding life in a little bit of a broader term, it's not that I am life, it's that I'm part of life, and life is ever evolving. Of course, we have to connect with our higher selves. We have to connect with our higher identity, not the limited by time and space. Biomagnetically speaking, we're going to find a lot of imbalances in this area. The acupuncturist watching this video will know that this is a meridian, right? And it's often in charge of processing a lot of the emotional aspects of life. Black here, red here, that's a very common one for depression. Black here, red here, again. You could do black, red, and red. You can also do double pole, black and red, black and red, black and red. Start with black side down on the right side, red side down on the left side. These areas as well, a lot of activity on the left part of the brain, so you might want to do black and red. Red brings the activity down, black brings the activity up. So black and red will bring more balance into the thinking and the doing aspects of our life. Depending if the depression is connected to trauma, a trauma that basically boxed me in, I might find a lot of emotions in the digestive tract and the rear back of the pelvic area. But of course, like always, I would highly recommend you to do a full scan to find all the emotions, the holograms, the emotional biological programs, programming events, triggering events, and all that. I'm going to do a series on depression because this video doesn't really do justice to all the information that we can talk about when it comes to depression, but this is just kind of an intro, I guess. All right, see you in the next one.